Welcome back, everyone, to Pathologic. You're here with Whalen, if you've otherwise known as DraxxKraven when I don't remember what the fuck I was doing. Okay. Okay, so now I have a hook. I've done Grief a favor. He'll be willing to lower his guard, and so now I'll be able to talk to him. And I need to go talk to Mark. Right, yeah. The different locations I had to go to deal with grief were not conducive to going to go talk to Mark. But once I take my daily task out of the way, I'll be able to go handle that. And then maybe I can go loot some houses. Maybe, I don't know if it'd be worth it. What do I have in my inventory? A lot of bullets. Some good infusions, Miradorm, alpha tablets, some FUD. Stuff for trading with kids. Hey kid, want some knives? Why is the knife throw in this game? Like, I'm just thinking about the muggers and just wondering why can they throw knives the way that they do? Like, who's the guy who's laughing right now who is just like, they can throw knives. It deals like 90% of your health. I suppose there is a question regarding intention when it comes to this game. Like, I must assume as a player that everything that's happening is happening intentionally. If the knife throw does 90% of my health and damage, that's how much damage they wanted it to do. I have to operate under that logic, but there's always a part of me that wonders, did they fuck up? Like, did they just, like, have someone... was it supposed to do, like, 9% and they put an extra 0 on the end by mistake? Like, mistakes happen. And, like, as near as I can tell, it's a miracle that this game happened. And, like, hey, Godspeed, guys. You did great. You made something fantastic with what you had the time and resources to create. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? What are you doing? Stop that. Jesus Christ. There we go. That's good. Oh, hey, drunk man. Got any bandages? You don't. But, you know, there is always that question of, was this a mistake?
A part off sent to the well is broken at last.
The things I had to suffer through because of you. The knots I had to tie myself in. Don't you get all metaphorical on me. Although the metaphor is clear, ain't it? You're alive, so that means the plan's worked out all right, eh? Am I right? I stole the severed head from Barley and I took it to Sabrov. He won't go after you today. Hey, go after me? He and whose army? Or do you think he'd turn up in person, getting his hands all muddy and dirty? Like hell. Or was he going to send you with some stamped piece of paper? You're a thief, you. Well, bargain's a bargain. It's question time. I've got 3. Sure, go on. What do you want to know? Just do me a favor and skip the mumbo-jumbo part. Villain, oh villain, I know of you this. You're the real ringleader of the killers. Yeah, I'm the real boss. I was lucky Barley came along at the right time. Let me cover my tracks and shift the blame and get off scot-free. Bachelor never got my number. What did you need it all for? For 'tis my soul's desire, this killing urge. It's just that my hand was itching for some jolly fun time. Tell me about Olgimsky. Have they been protecting your shady business? Fat Vlad's the real man. 'Tis he who's running the market. The young one's clueless. It was he that ordered the black twiming to his own doing. Where exactly did you dump the bodies into the river? That wasn't us. I know the whole chant with them stiffs, but that was the worms from the termitary and I got the blame. I know nothing. 'Tis not my scope of murder, not my style. I swear to God, poisoning all the water, that's just too gruesome. That's not for you to judge after all I've found. Blow with a big blunt stick in a dark alley, that's nice and clean it is, especially when it's not from behind. With a knife, there's even a bit of gallantry in it, especially when it's not your own. What do we look like on the inside? What do you think? No one wants to drag that out in the open. That would be scary. That'd be giving away the secret. What secret? That's the point. I've no idea. I'll put a stop to it. I will. Just don't get me killed, little tot. I'll be useful to you yet. I've asked my questions, Grief. Come to.
A spooky fella, that bachelor. The remedy worse than the disease itself. He'd swallow us whole.
What should I do about Bad Grief? He seems to have nothing to do with the outbreak, even if he did nothing to relieve the suffering around him. I need to let Father know of my decision. It's interesting that as one of the most frail characters, we're in a position to actually implement power, actually implement change and leverage power. But yes, Grief is a bastard. He is a murderer. He values his own curiosity over the humanity of those around him, which is disgusting. But yeah, so Big Vlad's in charge of all that nastiness, and Grief works for him. Oof, those boots. But it just so happened that Barley decided to defect today. And so Grief was able to deflect all of the blame from him to the rotten scoundrel. Bold move, and it will pay off. So the worms dumped the dead Termitary from the riot and outbreak into the river, if what Grief is saying is true. Well, there's no doubt in my mind he has to be telling the truth when he says it wasn't him who dumped the corpses in the river. If he does not know and is making a guess, he's allowed to proclaim his guess as truth. Oh my God! So it may not have been worms dumping the bodies into the river, but bodies were dumped, and he says it's the worms. That seems logical to me. Of all of the kin, the worms are the least sanitary. It's not their fault. Like, they barely understand how vitamins work. Germ theory is beyond them. That's my reputation. Sterling. Which reminds me. Hunger. Don't you throw that knife. Come on, man. Nuts to it. Fuck. Whew. The scariest standing still I've ever done. So, yes. Once again, Saburov is wrong. Grief has nothing to do with the infection.
What?
I found out a lot more about grief than I'd care to know. I don't even know where to begin. Begin with the Olgimskis. That's the most important sin for me, and the least for him, for it's not his fault. So did Olgimski protect his illicit trade? Did he benefit from it? He didn't just benefit, he's presided over it. Grief is his stooge. Now then, we shall skip the issue of the Barber Gang, since it's clear now who their true mastermind was, thanks to your courage, my brave girl. Don't skip it just yet. Barley was as much of a puppet in Grief's hands as Grief himself was for Olgimski. Everyone has their toys. Aren't you interested to know what my verdict, whether Grief is the cause of the disaster? Well, is he the cause of the disaster? What's your verdict? It's not him. He's not to blame for the disaster that struck your town. Our town. Well, hearing not guilty verdicts from you is troubling. I hope it doesn't lead to something bad, What can I tell? What can I do? I can't tell a lie. Such is my nature. Okay. It wouldn't be fair to lay the blame on bad Grief. True, the man has a rotten soul, selling his damned stock the way he always did. Who knows if he was fully aware of the terror that would follow. He feels guilty, no doubt, and I can hardly think of anything more precious than when a man like this embraces repentance. I must let him live. He could be of use to me yet. Damn! We are more conniving than I thought. And Clara is absolutely correct. There is something very powerful about a man, a bad and powerful man who embraces repentance. Can he make up for the sins he's committed? I doubt it. But the fact that he is willing to try means in my mind that a lot of things are going to change very quickly. But yes, so far it's day 4, and now 4 of the humble are devoted to me. Let's see what we can do with them. How powerful is their devotion, I wonder? If push came to shove, what could we make them do? I mean, we already know. I'm going to ask them to die. But let's get to know Mark a little more intimately. Oh no. Buzz off, Birdman. I have business at the theater. Was it our interloping that prevented the theater from becoming the hospital? What do you want, little girl? I'm looking for Mark. I need to speak with him. Mark is not here anymore, and I don't think he's coming back. Where is he? He may have gone to seek justice from the rulers. Will he find it? Or he may have found shelter with some good friends. But are they really his friends? Time will tell, my child. Time will tell. And you, go and live your life while you still can. Have a coin. Do something for this sick. Okay. Will I have to go there once more? The thought of it brings pain to my temples. Mark is in the crucible. Katarina's omens come to life. Oh, God. That's not good. Oh, interesting. When I look at the light, it shines, but when I'm not looking at it, it falters. Or is that light just dead? It appears to be dead. Okay. Still. Point being, we will have to risk speaking with Maria Kane. Which is dangerous. The Kanes say they have forgiven me, but I don't trust that. Everyone tries to play the hero, but everyone's just as conniving as everyone else. We're utopians. We're better than you. Not so. Not so simple. Saw the lemon. I have enough hand razors to ply the boys. I don't need the knives, but I do need the food. I fear no man, but that mistress, she scares me. Very interesting. I was just wondering if Maria's I'm sorry, not if Maria, if Katarina's powers are real, and then I remembered, well, they have to be. They do get transferred. I wonder if the morphine muddles them or empowers them. Maybe it's both. Morphine's not such a simple drug to measure and use. Hello, Mark. Maria?
Great souls are not those who have fewer passions and more virtues than the common, but those only who have greater designs.
Oh, that's charming. I'm so curious that I'm not even going to kill her. Let's ask her now. Mark, and remember what I told you then. What do you want? I need to talk to Mark, but in private, without you. See, Mark? Shall we give her a chance, perhaps? It'll be a lot of fun. So what was it you were helping to tell Mark? Could it be the same thing you told my Uncle Georgie the other day? Actually, I'm beginning to get angry. I should be angry now, but this is just too amusing. You've come to charm us. You're charming. No, don't say anything. You're doing a great job. But you really should have picked someone weaker for a start. Then this wouldn't have felt so inane, and we could do away with you without a second thought. What's it like? When it's like this, though, we just don't have the heart. So I've been saved by my sheer lack of artifice? Of course, Clara. Surely you didn't think those tricks would work on us, or is there really something you're missing? Could I be the naive one, and you the saint? Let's see. No, not even remotely. You do feel I can break you with a mere effort of my will, don't you? I do, but I have no right to call myself a saint. Okay, that appears to have improved my reputation. Well, hello there. You must be running an errand for Katarina. She needs a certain something, doesn't she? I bet she's feeling uneasy. How did you guess? It's written all over your face, but let's get right down to business. Seeing as you have very little time, the walls of this house are pernicious to you, little imp. What is it, then, that's causing your displeasure with me, or, say, with the most charming mistress of this hospitable house? What? What did you call me? That was affectionate. I could take my words back, though. Admittedly, you don't quite fit the definition yet, but you're almost there, although there's still some hope left. Perhaps a miracle will happen, and you'll turn away from that path. You've challenged heaven. You're the reason for all that's happening now. Now, those are some strong words. You're much too impressionable, my child. Katarina's only dabbling in prophetic rhetoric because it's her last resort, now that she's foreseen in the beginning of the end. An ugly trick to pull, and cheap, too. Take a professional's word for it. What are you, a priest? Wild the twisted notions. Why are you so hateful? It's only play acting, all of it. Like any game, play acting is a mere shadow of existence. A tiny fragment of it, a semblance. Not a hollow semblance, mind you. Quite the contrary, filled to the brim. Play acting is fuller than reality, because it's smaller. There's room for God inside the tiniest fragment. And who told you he's not present in here, changeling? All I've seen here so far is the dead hollowness of puppetry. That explains a lot, doesn't it? It does to you, puppet master. That's what I am indeed, and while we're at it, I ought to explain to you what Katarina's business is with the theater. It's got nothing to do with those masks of mine, but there is, you see, this creature living down there, an abomination of a spirit, a taunter and a tormentor. We call it the Rat Prophet. Another toy semblance. Yes. The thing is, Katarina's barren. She can't predict the future. That creature can, though, and it visits her at night. Unlike a true mistress, however, it can tell lies, and it's certainly good at telling the right ones. I don't believe you. Go and convince yourself, then. The creature's in there now. Speak these words to the masks, earlobe and eyelid, and they'll let you pass. It will lie to me, too. How am I supposed to convince myself? Mark said there's some sort of rat prophet living in the basement of the town's theater. Some lying spirit who's taken over Katarina. Interesting. So if what Mark is saying is true, then the morphine has overcome her abilities, and she's only acquiring prophecies from what the rat prophet tells her, and we cannot trust the rat prophet. If the rat prophet truly does work for the rats, then the plague is his business.